Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Namaste Fragrance. Nowadays, clone fragrances from Middle Eastern fragrance houses are doing really well in the market, and there's a good reason for that is because they are putting out good quality fragrances at an affordable price and are generally inspired by one-to-one clones of more expensive designer and niche brands which are out of majority of the people's reach when it comes to the price that you're paying for the fragrances. Seeing this trend, there are a lot of Indian fragrance houses that are popping up with the same concept of giving you clones at a much more affordable price. And among all of this, I came across an Indian perfumer on the fragrance community chats, and the only way to get in touch with him for his fragrances is through his WhatsApp. Now, this house is Mriduls Fragrances, called as MMC. I had ordered this discovery set from him. It had 10 fragrances from his huge collection that he has, and he was kind enough to send me 2 extra bottles to try out. They are not a clone fragrance house. He creates his own fragrances and he has done some amazing job. Out of the 12 fragrances that he sent me, today we are going to look at 5 of them. I have already tried 3 fragrances and they have thoroughly surprised me. So I'm excited for the rest of them, and I'm excited to do this video for you guys because you guys should also know about Mridul Fragrances because they are exceptionally good in terms of quality, in terms of the performance, and in terms of the way they smell. So without any further delay, let's just get right into the video. So the first fragrance that we are going to see today is Lemon Vertivert. It's like introvert, extrovert. Now this one, when you first spray this, the way it comes across is it opens up with a lot of lemon, as the name suggests. It is quite fresh, very sporty, very energetic in the opening. It will remind you of Nautica Voyage Sport or the Lacoste L1212 Blanche Eau Fraiche, which is the yellow and white gradient bottle, that one in the opening. But it is not a clone of those fragrances, but it is reminiscent of those fragrances and that style of fragrance in the opening. And as it dries down, it becomes very woody. Actually, I'm wearing this fragrance over here right now. In the dry down, it will remind you of, to me at least, it reminded me of one of my favorite fragrances, one of the fragrance which is really close to my heart, that is Encre Noir by Lalique. The dry down is very, very similar to that fragrance. It immediately reminded me of that fragrance. And because I love that fragrance, I love this one as well. In terms of the notes, it has lemon. It has the tartiness from the lemon. It has some tonka bean. It has clary sage. It has cashmere woods and sandalwood, which you pick up in the dry down. The sandalwood gives it a not a very sharp, but a very smooth, creamy texture to the fragrance. In terms of quality, they are really good. In terms of performance, so Lemon Vertivert, I had sprayed this morning. It's been 3 hours right now, and I can still pick up the dry down from this. So definitely the performance is more than 3 hours for Lemon Vertivert. And if you're looking for a fresh, energetic, lemon forward fragrance which dries down to a very woody base with vetiver being in the forefront, then you should definitely try Lemon Vertivert from Mridul Fragrances. This is a great summer fragrance. Casual wear works really well in casual wear, and this is a blind buy type of fragrance which will give you a lot of compliments. It's a very mass appealing type of fragrance. Moving on to the next one, this is Mridul Om. When I read the name, I was expecting it to be more of a barbershoppy masculine fragrance, but this one really surprised me because this is a very, very jarring fragrance. Okay, this is not for everyone. This is not for the faint-hearted. It's a very bold. It has leather in it. It has a note called civet, which is a very strong and very animalic note. So the leather and the civet combining in this fragrance makes this one a very animalic, leathery fragrance. It's very masculine, it's very bold. You should please order a sample before you buy the full bottle if you're not into those type of fragrances. This is a very bad boy type of fragrance, Mridul Om. And let me check the notes in this. Yes, so this has whatever in the opening, it has a marijuana note which gives it that green undertone. It has leather, it has civet, it has jasmine, sambac, and cedar. You really don't pick up the jasmine as much. The star of this fragrance is the leather and the civet note that comes across. Marijuana oak moss gives it a little bit of a greener, drier undertone to the fragrance. It will appeal to a very niche type of clientele, very niche type of people. If you love that type of animalic, leathery type of fragrance, then you should definitely check Mridul Om. And if you do want to try this out, please don't order a full bottle immediately. This is a very love it or hate it type of a fragrance. The performance on this one is beastly. The projection is massive. I wore 3 sprays of this fragrance, as you can see, and this lasted me a good 8 hours plus, and this is outdoors. So this is a very nice, masculine, animalic, leathery type of a fragrance, Mridul Om. Now the next one is pre-monsoon. Now this is an aquatic fragrance. If you want to compare to how this smells, it's a mix of, you can say, Acqua di Gio DNA with one of my favorite summer fragrances, the Issey Miyake Lodisi DNA. It's a mix of those fragrances, but it doesn't smell like one or the other. It does its own thing. It has a very aquatic opening with a lot of mineralic notes coming in the background. And when you first spray this will immediately put a smile on your face, and you will immediately think that, oh, this I've smelled it somewhere. But you won't be able to pinpoint what this smells like, because it's such an interesting fragrance when it comes to aquatic summer fragrances. It has a nice mineralic note. It has blackcurrant in it. It has a beautiful juicy bergamot in the opening, and in the base, let me check. In the base, yep, musk, geranium, oak moss, and patchouli, and the green undertones that you get from this really watery green undertone that you get is from the grass note and the juniper berries. So it's a very interesting note breakdown for pre-monsoon, and it opens up, not exactly, but yes, it opens up like the Acqua di Gio line, like one of the Acqua di Gios, not the original Acqua di Gio, but I think it's very close to the Acqua di Gio Profondo, the original Profondo. And then it dries down to become a very Issey Miyake Lodisi-esque fragrance. Although it doesn't have yuzu in it, but it will remind you of these fragrances, these 2 fragrances especially. Amazing performance on this one. Again, 6+ hours easy. The projection is not as massive as Mridul Om, but good projection. And even my wife, when I made her smell this, said this reminded her of Issey Miyake Lodisi in the dry down especially. So amazing compliment magnet, good performance, good projection, and really high quality. There are no harsh notes, there are no alcoholic openings in the beginning. It's a very nice blend of fragrances, and great job done by Mridul when it comes to creating his fragrances. And the raw materials that he uses are definitely of a higher quality than a lot of these Middle Eastern fragrances that you clone fragrances that you get nowadays. Now the next one is an interesting one. It's called Nile to Milky Way. I'll be smelling this for the first time now. This is my first impression about Nile to Milky Way. And this is interesting because Niche Perfumes is recently been doing a lot of ads promoting their Milky Way scent, which a lot of people like. They've said good things about the fragrance, and I'm excited to smell this one. The note breakdown is very interesting. The notes in this one is amber, raspberry, leather, musk. There is rose, oud, and cashmere in this one. So this is going to be a very oriental type of fragrance with a lot of oud and rose I'm expecting. And because the name is Milky Way, I'm hoping that it has some creamy, milky undertones to it, which will make this a lot more interesting. So let's try this. Okay. In the opening, at least on the paper, it opens up like a nice sweet raspberry candy fragrance, but on skin, this is the raspberry candy aspect in the opening that you get on paper is definitely toned down a lot, and it becomes a more complex smelling fragrance on skin. You definitely pick up the oud in this and some rose in the very background in the opening. In dry down, I'm sure as the fragrance dries down, the oud, the woody cashmerean, and the rose is going to pop out much more, and the raspberry and the ambery sweetness is going to be toned down a little bit. So it definitely doesn't have that creamy milkiness to it, but it's a lot smoother on skin than on paper. As the fragrance is drying down, it's becoming more and more interesting and more seductive. This will not remind you of any of the fragrances that you have ever smelled, even in terms of the oud juggernauts that the Middle Eastern brands are. They do some really good oud fragrances. Some of the designer fragrances have done oud really well. One of my favorite is the Dolce & Gabbana Intense Oud. But this is something different. The oud is not the main character of the fragrance. The main character of the fragrance is the rose. It is the raspberry fruity sweetness that you get, and the musk. The oud is there to support all the other notes, which complements the fragrance really well. And this is a great fragrance. Although this is only my first impression, let me try out the fragrance a little more in a much more real world condition and see how this performs and how the fragrance changes when it's subjected to temperature, outside temperature, indoor temperature. But in the first impression, I really like this fragrance, and this is definitely for someone who has a much more upbeat personality, a much more bubbly personality. Definitely a unisex fragrance. Even girls would really rock this one, and they would really love this one. Oh, so well done. It's really nice in the first impression. I would definitely like to test this out, and I'll give you guys an update very soon. Now, moving on to the last one from the part 1 of the fragrances, because there are 12 fragrances that I would want to try it out, and later on we'll rate these fragrances, rank these fragrances, and what will be the fragrance that I will be most likely to buy a full bottle of. The next one is Spice Gold. And as the name suggests, this is going to be a spicy fragrance, and let's try this. This is again a first impression of the fragrance. Let's try it on paper first. Third spray. It comes out on the third spray. On paper, it's very interesting. You definitely pick up the spices with a lot of fresh undertone, like fresh spices. And it has a lot of depth in the opening. Let's try it on skin. Ooh. Oh, this is very close to one of the designer fragrances that I already have in the collection. I can't actually pinpoint which one, but it feels that way. I think it is more towards the 1 million side, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one. But in terms of the note, it has Definitely pepper is there. There is rhubarb, nutmeg, sandalwood, patchouli, ginger, whatever, and marijuana. Well, I don't pick up marijuana, and I'm sure marijuana as a note is put in here to put everything together. There is an interesting note called styrax in this. I don't know what styrax is. Let me check. Styrax fragrance note. So styrax as a note, as I'm reading here, it has a warm, rich, balsamic vibe to it. It smells like sweet vanilla. It has a smoky, animalic undertone. And as the fragrance is settling down on my skin, you do pick up the sweet vanilla, a leathery aspect to the in the dry down, and I'm sure that is because of styrax. The fragrance has changed a lot in the way it smells, right? From the time I first sprayed it, and now as I'm picking up different notes. So this starts spice gold is for someone who likes a spicy but not very spicy, a sweet vanilla, leathery fragrance with a spiciness to it. There is definitely red pepper. There are some green undertones to it. This you pick up some vetiver from the fragrance. Yes, vetiver from the fragrance. Let me check if it has vetiver in this. Yes, it has vetiver in this, and there's a slight dustiness to the fragrance. It's a very interesting, very masculine fragrance. I don't pick up much of the ginger from the fragrance, but long story short, Spice Gold is a sweet, spicy, very leathery, vanilla-esque fragrance. So normally you will pick up the vanilla with tobacco, but this is vanilla with a combination of some animalic leather, and it is a sweet fragrance. It's not very sweet in your face sweet, but it is definitely a sweet fragrance, a definite nighttime fragrance. If you like that kind of fragrance, it's in the same vein as Amir Al Oud Intense by Latafa, which is also a clone of By the Fireplace. So if you like those type of fragrances, then you will definitely enjoy Spice Gold a lot. It is not a one-to-one clone, but it is interesting in its own self. And I'll definitely test out the performance on this one also, because it's a definite winter fragrance, especially for the night time. So these are the 5 fragrances that we tried out today in the part 1 by Mriduls Fragrances. So in terms of ranking, my definite favorite is the pre-monsoon. It doesn't mean that all the other fragrances are bad, but yes, pre-monsoon and lemon vetiver is a clear summer fragrance, casual daily wear fragrance. And all the other 3, Nile to Milky Way, Spice Gold and Mridul Om, they are more of a nighttime fragrance. After smelling all these fragrances, let's come to the verdict. I feel don't follow the hype which all the Middle Eastern clone fragrances are getting. If you really enjoy fragrances, then definitely check out Mriduls Fragrances. Get the discovery set first, try them, and I'm sure you will fall in love with these fragrances, with the price that you're paying and the value that you're getting in these fragrances. This is not a paid review. This is my own excitement that I'm sharing with you guys, and I'll put all the contact details down in the description. These are not very expensive. They are very high quality fragrances at a very affordable price, and you will definitely not regret using these fragrances as your daily driver. And in the next part, we'll try other fragrances from Mridul Om. I'm very excited because the first ones that I tried turned out to be really good. They have good performance, they are good value for money, and they are super high quality fragrances. They don't come across harsh to the nose even in the opening. There is no alcohol blast, so that means the quality of the raw materials that he's using is really nice, and his knowledge about these fragrances is really good. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that this video was helpful to you guys in discovering a new fragrance house, especially from India. And if you're already familiar with Mridul fragrances, so do let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. Till then guys, stay safe, smell you later, namaste.